Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your captain, guide, and friend, Dalton Rutlinger. Welcome back to Sailwind, the Scrambled Seas Challenge. I keep calling this a challenge. It's really more of just a regular Let's Play. There's not really any goal for this LP aside from finding all the islands and just becoming super duper rich. So in the previous episode, we went to Astra Abbey. We gained enough reputation to start trading. We made quite a bit of money. And we upgraded the cog a little bit. We put a crow's nest up on top of it. However, I'm not so sure if I feel comfortable with it just yet. I'll need to do a bit of experimenting before we consider it safe, I suppose. Though for right now, I think it's time that we start looking for some of the other islands. So, I think, actually, Astra Abbey, Siren Song, Firefly Grotto. We haven't been to Firefly Grotto yet, and I think it's time we go there. And some books. God, books are heavy, though. The mead's not doing much better. I guess I'll take some books just because there's less of them. And I can distribute the weight a little bit better. Alright, so let's go to trading. And we're going to Firefly Grotto, so salmon isn't bad, and I can actually afford salmon. What about Northfish? Yeah, no, salmon's definitely the go-to there. Trout? No. Northfish? No. Water? No. Beer? No. Wine? Oranges? Cheese, seafood, rice. The rice isn't terrible, but I think we can do better. Cave mushrooms. No, everybody else wants cave mushrooms, but Firefly Grotto and Eastwind have apparently decided no. Pork. Okay, possible. Sausages? No. Leather? Can't afford it. Tobaccos. Usually tobaccos can actually bring in a decent profit. If you can afford them. In this case, I cannot. So, it's kind of irrelevant, I suppose. Goods. Books, can't afford books. Tools, can't afford tools. Can't afford nails. Can't afford logs. I can't carry logs regardless. Alright, so I think we're going to be taking some salmon. Yeah. That leaves me with 133. Which means I could probably actually... Well, first things first, let's go ahead and get everything loaded up. Alright, so salmon is going to be the main prize, I think. Sorry about that pause, I had to sneeze. And I think I sense another one coming, too. Oh, dear. Books, okay. Ideally, I could put them here. And indeed, I can put them there. Okay. And then we'll put some up here at the very front. And then I'll also put the mail. And I'll put the mail here on top of the salmon. There we go. Before the market closes, I am going to run and grab a few extra things. If I can. I might not be able to. The fruit and vegetable vendor is over here. I'm going to try and get some fruits and some vegetables. So, boink, boink, boink. A carrot or two. Potatoes. And you know what? I'll buy a few more apples, a few more carrots. And I have plenty of water to last me for a while, so yeah. Boink, 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 boink. Excuse you. I said boink. There we go. Eventually, I will get one of the bigger ships, and we will be able to start cooking and whatnot, but with the boat that I currently have, I don't really trust it enough to actually put any more weight on it than what is absolutely necessary. Maybe once we get fully upgraded enough, we will kind of look into other things, but we'll see. The smaller boats, it's possible with the Dow, but the smaller boats, it's just so hard to find a proper place to have like all the cooking supplies and everything. It's fun. I like the cooking part of this game, which makes me kind of a rarity, I think, because it seems most people do not like the cooking aspect of this game, but I, for one, actually kind of do enjoy it. It's quite fun. I am a terrible cook in real life, but doesn't mean I don't like experimenting. Alright, so where's the wind blowing? The wind is blowing apparently nowhere. The wind is blowing places that no one can go, apparently. Alright, let's try and get the boat to cooperate with us here. You know what, just be on the safe side, I'm going to go ahead and save. Wind is not being very helpful right now. It must be said. It sounds like it's windier than crap, but it is not. So, see here. So it's due in 3 days. We're going to Firefly Grotto, which... actually, I think it's out somewhere yonder. Let's take a little look-see. Where are we going? We are heading to the northwest. Okay. So we're heading to the northwest, which means we're going that-a-way. Okay. Cool. Let us go that-a-way in the event the ship ever actually cooperates. Alright, so the wind picked up enough that we can actually get a bit of momentum going on here. So I'm actually going to go ahead and release the main sail here. Right, where is my lantern? There it is. Right, so with you empty, you can go ahead and go in there. I will sell you later on. Let's get a new bottle of water. And drink almost all of it immediately. And give me a fresh carrot. For anybody who is new to the game, you can actually get sick if you don't manage your diet. Some people get annoyed at this, but I think it adds a kind of an interesting challenge to the game. Right, so how far out is our destination? 96 miles. We're basically going 100 miles, everybody. This is going to be a pretty decent little trip. And I'm down to only 76 Eastern Crowns, so... Sooner or later, we will be fully upgraded with this boat. I'll get the new deck version of it. I'll get the... I think I want to keep the cabin, but I want to get the slim cabin. That way, like, none of this is interfering with the gaff sail. I need to be a bit sparing with my lantern, but I'll keep it on just so you guys can kind of see what's going on. Whoa, okay. None of that, please. Because I think we are actually having... No, it's not a new moon. But I guess there's like enough cloud cover or something that it's not as bright as it could be out. Of course, I'm also standing in the cab, so that's why it's so dark. Oh, yeah, actually, where is my... Here we go. Aim at the North Star. Oh, God, yeah, we are... Hell, that's latitude 19, not 20. It was kind of hard to tell with the chrono compass, but... Good lord. We are extremely far south. Whoa, hello. Alright, well, you know what? I will see you guys in the morning, so I'm not wasting my lantern oil so you guys can see. Alright, good morning, everybody. I'm not quite fully rested, but I'm pretty close. And I'm pretty sure that up there is going to be Firefly Grotto. So this looks like it's going to be a very good opportunity to test out the gaff sail. The sail that I've been wanting for so long. Ah, that's so annoying. Oh well. I might have to just get a new gaff sail. That way this is not interfering with it. Man, that makes sailing upwind so much easier. Ooh, you know what? Let me actually save real quick, and we'll test out the crow's nest. And exactly what I was afraid was going to happen happened. So, yeah, can't use the crow's nest yet. Alright, so yeah, next priority is going to be getting a deeper keel, I think. Crow's Nest isn't necessary for the immediate future, but it is something I would eventually like to get my hands on. That way I can, like, see over the ocean, or over the waves. Okay, so what are you way out there in the distance? You actually might be a part of Firefly Grotto. And you know what? I am actually going to go ahead and reel up the mainsail. And we're going to get some use out of the gaff sail. I just love that look, though. That is such an awesome look. Okay. I'm going to continue pulling you in. What the... Really? If that's a whale, I might be about to uninstall the Sea Life mod, because that's gonna get annoying really fast. Unfortunately, I can't really tell what it was, because I don't see anything splashing around. It might be caused by another mod, who knows. This is, of course, one of the dangers of installing mods, is You get tomfoolery like that. You know what? I never bothered casting out the fishing poles. Whoa. Okay, now I hear splashing. Yeah, there is a whale back there. In fact, I think there's two of them. There's another one over there somewhere. I think we're almost to the point where we can see Mount Malefic by just looking in its general direction. I think here in a moment I'm going to start turning in that direction. As the wind is blowing directly from where I need to go. It's kind of a common theme in these sailing games, isn't it? Of course, I'm sure it's a common theme in real life, too. However, I do need to turn in this direction. Right, so where's this whale? I hear it splashing around, but I can never see it. You know what? I'll go ahead and have some cheese as well. I'll get an actual proper meal in. Okay, the ocean is calming down a bit. It's kind of sudden compared to what we were sailing through before. Let's see, so I think I should be safe enough to make this turn now. I do kind of wish this wind sound effect would kind of quiet down, because it's not nearly as windy as the game thinks it is. Oh, and let me guess, all of a sudden there's just not going to be any wind at all whatsoever. Great. Awesome. Well, in that case, I guess we're just going to be drifting for a while. Okay, I can just start to see something else out there in the distance, kind of hiding in the haze. But something I've noticed is I'm not seeing Mount Malefic's smoke anymore, which is interesting. That's going to be Fort Astrid. Because that over there is Fay Valley. You know, while it's nice and flat, just do a little look around the boat, make sure there's no shipwrecks or something. Not as far as I can tell. Yeah, there's something else out there in the distance. And I don't think that's part of Firefly Grotto. Though it might be. It might be one of those rocks that's kind of sticking out in the ocean. Oh. The wind has decided to pick back up again. And it's at an angle. I think I can use the square sail now. Maybe? Yeah, I think we should be fine. Alright, I'm going to turn down that wind effect in my headphones, because that's just annoying. I say as it dies down. I think somehow, somewhere, one of the audio files got mixed up. Because the wind dies down when it should be windy, and then it becomes real windy whenever it's flat. I don't know how that would have happened because I didn't mess with the audio files at all whatsoever. Maybe a mod added that. I don't know. Okay, well, with those rocks sticking out of the ocean, I'm pretty sure that is a solid enough confirmation that this is Firefly Grotto. So I'll go ahead and start updating my map. I'm glad I put the lid on that. Alright, so ways up here is going to be Firefly Grotto. Cool. Well, I wonder if we'll make it there before the sun officially goes down. And also, I believe that to be... yeah, that's Mount Malefic. So Mount Malefic is way out there. Excuse me for a moment, people. I need to go do something, but I'll let you guys watch the video while I am gone. Assuming nothing happens. I have returned. Right, well, with Mount Malefic visible, I'm going to assume Sunspire is somewhere out here as well. Get rid of that water. might make it to the grotto. I don't know. That's a big wave. Alright guys, with the sun going down, I will see you guys whenever I finally get to Firefly Grotto. Alright guys, good morning once again. How many times am I going to say good morning in this playthrough? I guess all of the times, because that's pretty much whenever I start recording again. I cut out the nighttime just because you guys can't really see a lot. But we are pretty much like right on the doorstep of Firefly Grotto here, so let's see here. Let me grab a carrot. And give me this water bottle as well. This water would probably be absolutely disgusting considering it's been sitting up in the sun all day, but for several days, actually. Ooh, you've caught some things, so yeah. This might not be a bad opportunity to test out fishing for some money. Instead of, using the fish for food, I can put them in a crate and sell them at a market. But for right now, I'll go ahead and eat this one. Also, we need to find the entryway. I think the entryway is actually over there by that. There's another entryway over there by those rocks, but I think there's another one over here. And it's actually kind of the cooler entrance, so I guess we'll find out as we get closer. But for right now, let's see here. Give me just a second here. Sorry about that. I got a notification on my phone. I thought I had someone being kind of a jerk in one of my comment sections, and then turns out it wasn't really a big deal. Alright, I'll go ahead and eat this one too. You've already caught more? Well, you know what? I'll keep those guys tagged along so I can test out selling them at the market here. Oh, speaking of fishing, that reminds me. Something big is coming. I think it's November 21st. Following Seas is finally coming out of early development. It is officially releasing. Which means I might need to play the demo and kind of get familiarized with the controls again, because it's been a hot minute since I played that. Alright. I haven't really been keeping an eye on my surroundings here lately. Which means I could have passed up a shipwreck that I didn't see. But I don't think I did. Crap. You know what? I think I might be coming in through the wrong entrance. It's not the entryway that I was wanting. Or maybe I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure... What? What keeps causing this? It's kind of funny at first, but now it's starting to get kind of annoying. I mean, it helps, but... The only thing I can assume is that I'm, like, bumping into underwater whales. But I don't know if that's true or not. Yeah, I think the entrance is over there. Let's start turning in that direction, I guess. And this would be a perfect time to start using the gaff sail instead of the square sail. At some point or another, I'll probably just get rid of the square sail entirely, but for right now, I'll continue using the gaff sail. Just because it's a little bit easier to deal with. It's great for pretty much anything. You can go downwind pretty quick with it, and you can also go upwind pretty easily with it too. You obviously can't go directly into the wind, but you can get pretty close. Okay, so this is all due tomorrow. There's Mount Malefic way off there in the distance. Can only assume Sunspire is over there with it somewhere. Wait. Never mind, thought I saw something. Alright, everybody, welcome to Firefly Grotto. Unfortunately, we're not going to get a huge amount of money for coming here, but we'll get at least something, I suppose. I think I might need to have the vents in my house cleaned out, because I'm trying to run my air conditioner in freaking November is causing my allergies to act up, and I've been having that issue for several days now, because I've been running my heater instead. Hello, what are you? You're just a shadow. That wind effect is really going to overstay its welcome. Problem is, I don't know what's causing it. So out of curiosity, who here remembers the days whenever you could actually just grab one of the ropes from the boat, swim over to the dock, and just attach the rope to the dock and make the boat just catapult itself towards you? Fun times. This might be one of those cases where I have to get out and push. Which doesn't make a lot of sense, but it is a thing sometimes. Well, we are still slowly moving forward. I might be able to make it there just... Oh, actually, you know what? The wind decided to pick up again. Very useful. It's always kind of misleading. It looks like you're a lot closer than you actually are. All right. Whee! I almost made it. Dang it. Whee! There we go. Whoops. I keep pressing the wrong button. I'm going to say that's probably good enough. Can I put the... No, that's too big. Maybe I can put it up here, though. Kind of fits. Right, here are your books, good sir. Mission completed, very good. Wow, the books were more urgent than the mail is. Must be some very urgent books. Maybe school's starting up. Maybe that's the problem. There we go. And... get the salmon. Boink. Alrighty, so before I forget, let's come over here and start reeling in these fish. See if I can sell them for a decent price. Keep catching this fish. Which I suppose, if it fetches a good price, it'll be good enough. Let's cast you back out. I'm going to put you in my inventory. Yeah, see, the better fishing mod kind of makes it to where the fish swim around and try to make themselves a harder target to actually get. Hello, I think you're actually different. No, you're the same thing. Kind of annoying, but what can you do, I suppose? Right, before these go bad, let's find a market vendor. Hello, my good sir. I mean, that's 14 all-on crowns right there. Or, not all-on crowns, Eastern crowns. That's not bad. Could be better, could be worse, but that's just that one type of fish. Maybe I'm onto something with the whole fishing thing. Let me try it one more time. I mean, honestly, this would not be a bad way of just kind of adding a bit more roleplay to the game. Our character kind of comes to a port, decides to spend some time hanging out in town just to get a break from the ocean for a little while. Decides to fish for a bit. Okay, so it's the exact same thing. So yeah, that's 21 extra crowns that I've gained right there just from selling those 3 fish. And there's lots of different lures and things you can get too, so... God, I haven't gone fishing in literal freaking years. I used to go fishing with my dad all the time. Right, how much does a night at the tavern cost here? And also, how much do fishing hooks cost? Okay, so selling those 3 fish, I made enough to buy another crate of fishing hooks. So it does definitely pay for itself. Alright, I'm going to come in here and have a beer or two. Give me some bread. Give me an apple. Why is the bread behaving like that? Stop that. And you know what? Give me another apple. I kind of wish there was a way to actually, like, just sit in a chair. If I have anybody, like, who mods this game watch me, make a mod where you can actually, like, sit in a chair just for, you know, some added immersion, I suppose. So give me this bread. I'll have a couple of apples. And a beer. Lovely. There you go. You can recycle that if you don't mind. Alright, let's come up here and... Cost 35 Eastern crowns to rest here. I think I'd be better off just sleeping in the boat, honestly. So let's spend a day actually fishing. Let's see if we can catch anything of interest. Of course, there might be another vendor here who sells some better lures. Let's give our character a little break from the ocean for a little bit. Alright, so we've already caught something. Should probably actually catch up on my morning stuff here. Actually, I should probably look around for a well here. I think I saw one before, but might be wrong. Let's do a little scouting. Ah, now here's a proper food stand. I'll have some bread for my breakfast. And, you know what? Give me some cheese, too. I wouldn't mind having some meat, but I suppose I can eat one of these fish that I'm about to catch. I don't see any other vendors, and I don't remember there being one in town. So, yeah, let's go ahead and just start fishing if we can. Why is the fish... That's weird. I don't think you're supposed to be under the ground, Mr. Fish, Mrs. Fish, whichever you are. Where are you going? Here we go. I think it'd actually be better to sell the fish at the actual fish market guy, the fish stall. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. It's just so weird that they're actually going under the ground here. Easy does it. Right there, that's an extra 14 that I've gained. This might be something that's kind of slept on. I'm going to spend some time doing this, and I'll see you guys here in a moment whenever... Wow, okay, that was pretty quick. I was going to say I'll see you here in a moment whenever I've got something to report, but... Heck, if they're going to catch on this quick... I'm getting kind of sick and tired of seeing this one type of fish, though. Give me something else. Maybe I just need some better lures. Alright, so here's my current money. I'll be back whenever I've made a decent surplus. You know, I'm not gonna lie, this is actually really relaxing. I'm liking this. I've got my crate of fishing hooks here. I've got a bottle of wine with me. The fish are constantly biting. I've got the other fishing hook doing its thing over there on the ship or the boat. And I'm just collecting fish left and right here. It's always been these things, which is kind of unfortunate. But, I mean, I'm still gaining a pretty decent amount here. You've already caught something. Awesome. Following Seas is going to have its own fishing thing. Which is kind of why I got the idea of doing this. I think this could be a pretty cool thing for Sailwind. Would be like being able to become a fisherman. And, you know, have like a net following behind the ship or something, and being able to collect huge collections of fish to sell back at the markets. That could be like a really good, effective way of earning money in the early game. That could be very... I might need to mention that's a raw lion. Like, legitimately. Oops. Forgot to... There we go. And surely by now... No, you have not caught anything. That's interesting. Well, this is a good way of... This is a good day off for my character, I think. Just kind of sitting here relaxing. Catching fish, selling them to the town. Earning a little bit of extra revenue, but not a lot. Maybe once we get the better fishing lures, we'll actually be able to catch some better fish. Gotcha. I've lost track of how many fish I've caught, but I assume it's been a pretty good number. You know what? I'll catch one more, then call it a day. Wow, that was fast. Well, that fishing hook didn't last very long, but oh well. Cool. So that's how much money I gained. You know what? I will leave both fishing hooks cast out, and I'll go back to the inn and eat another good meal there, and then I'll come back and we'll probably gather up some more goods to take with us to Mount Malefic or Sunspire. So I'll see you guys in the morning. Oh, now look at that. That is worthy of a screenshot. Hello again. Recycle that, will you? Wow, I used like no hunger or thirst doing this. That's crazy. Well, you know what? I'll have some bread and a beer. Ah. This is the life right here. Or at least it would be if I didn't have such, like, random sneezing fits. Alright. Much, much, much. You know what, maybe an evening stroll would be a nice thing. Just to kick back, relax, take a look at all the sights. There's no need to take this game so serious all the time. You know, maybe some scouting for what we can take to Mount Malefic or Sunspire would be a good idea. Random pickaxe. Nothing is going out to Mount Malefic, as far as I can tell, though. Wait, here we go. Sunspire. And to Mount Malefic. Eastwind is 52 miles northwest. Maybe I should find Eastwind first. Just because it's closer. And then from there we can go to Sunspire. I'll decide that in the morning. Anyway, let's head back to the inn and... That's kind of spooky with all the shadows. Was that supposed to be like that? I suppose it is. Alright, well, thank you for the food. Good night. I hope you have a pleasant night. Alright. That brought my money back down to... I didn't really gain a lot in the end, but I was only catching some very simple fish that I assume probably don't sell very well. But what we can do is we can go ahead and catch some more fish and gain a little bit of extra money before we head out. Right, lesson learned. Whenever you cast out the fishing line, reel it back in so you don't have to spend so much time fighting the stupid fish. Now this one came up pretty quick. That other one did not. Alright. Here you are. I hope that served your business very, very handily. Alright, so... I gained, like, what, 30 extra crowns? Not too bad. Alright, let's come over here and select our mission. Mission with an S, I suppose. Still nothing going out to the world. Copper, ooh. "106 miles west-northwest. Sulfur. Wow. Okay, sulfur doesn't mess around, apparently. Okay, I think... Wow, iron. Yeah, that's too much. And so is that. So I can't take the iron, unfortunately, but... I can take the sulfur, so I'll do that. Let's take I guess we'll take some cave mushrooms to Mount Malefic. And then we'll take some mail to Eastwind. Oh, I can also take some more mail. I'll take the mail to... That's 111. It's 126. That's a no-brainer. Alright, and that is everything I can take with me. Although, for trade... Okay, none of the places that we're going to want North Fish. I can almost afford copper, but... Actually, both of them would be a pretty hefty profit, but I can't afford it, so... What about marble? Nope, can't afford marble. Not at all. Alright, well, I guess that pretty much sums that up, then. Hire you. Sulfur. And mail. Cave mushrooms can come up here to the front. And then sulfur can come back here towards the rear. Actually, yeah, that's going to be a problem. Never mind. Ooh, actually, better idea. Better idea entirely. Let's do that. Do that. Do that. And then the mail. This might be too much weight at the front. I forgot to change the position of the hammock. I didn't even think about that. The mail can just come up here. That should be fine. Ooh, this is sketchy. Right, you know what? For the time being, I am going to... move the food around. I'll put some of the sulfur back here. That way we don't have so much weight towards the front. In fact, it might be better to just kind of have it run along the spine. Yeah, a bit more like that. Okay. And then our food can go kind of down here, underneath the stairs or something. In fact, do that, and then... Right, so the carrots have gone rotten. Can I actually sell these to a vendor? I never actually tried. You can! They will buy rotten food. Isn't that just lovely? No, do not eat this. That would be bad. That would be a very bad idea. Let's go ahead and sell off these empty bottles. Speaking of which, you can have that, you can have that, you can have that, and you can have that. Cool. Will this actually fit under the stairs? No. Phooey mangooey, I suppose. As my grandmother used to say. Alright, the wind is blowing that way. Right, so we want to be heading basically that way. Okay, I think. Let me double check. To Eastwind, 52 miles northwest. Cool. Actually, I don't know if you're going to be the right sail for the time being. Let's go ahead and raise up the gaff sail, I suppose. I don't know how there's wind blowing from this direction, but I'm not going to question it. Video game logic, that's all you need to know. And there goes the last of my Dr. Pepper. It's always a sad moment. Right, well, looks like the wind has decided to just stop blowing all of a sudden, so I'll just see you guys in a moment or two. This wind sure is noisy, but at least we're finally almost out of here. I say as the wind dies down again. Ooh. You know what? I'm actually going to move the sulfur. It's going to be annoying to navigate around, but I feel like this might be a bit necessary. Oh, hello. I have to crash into the wall. I don't know what is making my allergies act up all of a sudden. It's kind of annoying. I was fine all day until I got home. I wonder if the crashed ship is over here still. Not as far as I could tell. Oh, wait. It is over there. Huh. I would go check that out, but unfortunately there's nothing over there. Although, you know what? Having said that, I just want to make sure that I'm not having another, like, Mirage Mountain situation. So I'm going to drop anchor out here. There we go. I'm going to swim over here and check this out. Alright, let's see here. If you remember out on Mirage Mountain, I was supposed to find a map that did not load in. And it was supposed to help me find an island. And I just want to make sure it's not the exact same thing here. By the looks of things, no. It's just a random shipwreck out here for you to find. Cool. I mean, I'm sure it wasn't cool for the crew of that ship, but they're long gone at this point, so they're irrelevant. Alright, I can see something else sticking out of the ocean up there. So that's Sunspire. That might be Eastwind. Actually, that's bigger, so that might actually be Eastwind over there, then that's Sunspire over there. I guess we'll find out. Alright, let's pull up the anchor. And the wind is blowing directly in my face, which is not helping. Actually, I might be able to just get away with it. Just. Actually, let's do this intelligently. Give me a light source. There we go. And give me another light source. Gonna sail right through this big rock and this bit of land over here. Man, I cannot wait to get the deeper keel so I can actually use this thing. I paid money for it and I can't use the darn thing. Incredibly annoying. Can you guys even see what's happening right now? On my screen with OBS, you should be able to see what's happening. In fact, I don't know if I even need the Nah, I think having the lanterns on just makes it even worse. Alright, so we want to be heading over there-ish. So does Mount Malefic just kind of stop smoking periodically, or maybe it's just because it's the night sky? That might be it. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and lower down the gaff sail. And just going to let the stay sail carry us throughout the night, and I'll see you guys in the morning. And once again, we wake up with no wind blowing. Oh, maybe. All of a sudden it decides to start blowing. Okay. I won't complain. Alright, let's get pointed over here in this direction. Alright, so I'm going to assume that the smoke just stops because it turns nighttime and you can't really see it. There's no way that's what I think it is. Are you serious? And here I was thinking I was never going to find that. Well, for those of you who don't know what that is, you're in for a surprise. But we are about to become quite rich if we actually make it over there. If we can ever get over there with the stupid wind constantly starting and stopping. We should have enough time to get over there. Should. I'm going to move you up. Actually, is there anything else around? Any shipwrecks or anything like that? Not that I can tell. It is hard to tell which of these islands is where I'm actually wanting to go to. They both look like roughly the same distance. Even though Eastwind is only 52 miles, but Sunspire is like 106. This no wind is starting to get kind of old. I'm not gonna lie. Well, that's not good. All of our fruit and things have gone bad, so I'm just gonna take these out and pretty much just feed them to the fish. See what they think of surface food. I think the potatoes are actually still good, so I might have just wasted some food right there, but oh well. You know what, on that note, I'll go and eat that before it goes bad. Which means you can now... I was hoping that would fall a bit neater than that. You can now go on top. Looks like I'm actually out of, bottled water. That's unexpected, so guess I have use for this bottle now, then. Or I could just use the golden mug. Whoa. Okay. Well, that got hazy all of a sudden. Yeah, real hazy. You know what? I think this might be a time to use the square sail. So this is that eerie fog that random encounters adds. I was wondering when we were going to run into this. What is that? Do you guys see that? What in the world was that? I would go investigate, but there's no way for me to know where the heck that was. Or where it landed. Oh, jeez. Yeah, no, we're definitely getting into some thick soup here. This is spooky. I'm going to save real quick. Yeah, don't know if you're really doing that much good, so I'll just go and raise you up. Jeez. Like, I can zoom so far out that you can almost, like, you can just barely see the boat. This would have been so fitting to have happen around the haunted island. Especially at nighttime. This is going to complicate things, because I don't have an unlimited amount of water or food. But I'm definitely better off on the food situation. If only I could climb up to the crow's nest. I'm very tempted to just raise up the sail and just wait it out. Because I can't see anything, and there's no way I'm going to be able to spot east wind. It's over there somewhere. Just don't know where. You know what, on that note, maybe I should start turning in that direction. That way I might accidentally bump into it. This is definitely eerie. Looks like it might be letting up, though. It might be ending. Yeah, I'm starting to see Mount Malefic off in the distance again. Then somewhere over here. Well, that was interesting. I still want to know what the heck that was that fell from the sky, though. Maybe it was nothing. Maybe it was just a graphical glitch. You never know, I suppose. Could have been something, could have been nothing. I'm pretty sure this one up here is East Wind. Although, this island over here... Is Eastwind and Bone Isle just... Or are Eastwind and Bone Isle just, like, literally, like, right next door to each other? That will be an interesting find. Alright, so... So that way is east by southeast. So yeah, west by northwest is where I need to put my little dot on the map on my paper map down here. That is what in the world? Well, this was unexpected. This is drastically unexpected. Whoa, easy there. I don't remember this island being this big, though I was approaching it at nighttime. And here I was thinking I was never going to find this island again. Alright, well, we're definitely stopping here because there is a very, very, very valuable treasure that we can get here. Alright, but before I do anything, let's pull up the map here. Bone Isle, or whatever it's called. I just call it Bone Isle. Oh, no, oh, come on, not this again. I wonder if we can see our friend up there in the lighthouse yet. Well, the sun's going down as we're approaching what is essentially a haunted island. I think I can actually make out the shape of a person up there in the lighthouse. I guess while I'm here, I might as well climb up to the top of the mountain here and see if I can figure out where everything is. Yeah, no, there's no way in hell we're not stopping here. There's something that's way too valuable. I'm starting to wonder if I might have missed East Wind. Or maybe it's hiding behind this aisle. Yep, there's a person up there. No way that's not a person. Alright, I guess I'll park the boat facing this way. I thought I was closer to the island than I actually am. Man, that fog would have been perfect for arriving here. Let's pick up a bit more speed. Not too much, though. Then we can go ahead and start reeling up now. Hello up there. I see you. And you probably see me. Alright, I am not going to get any closer to the beach than this. Wow, okay. It's a bit deeper than I was expecting. Right. So unfortunately, there's nothing to really do here aside from one particular thing. You know, there was actually someone who commented on my final video of the Cacum Only Challenge, which was, what happens if you bring a certain item to a certain place? I probably should have brought a lantern. I'm going to bring a lantern with me. Alright, lantern in hand. But as I was saying, someone asked me what happens if you bring a certain item to a certain place here on this island, and I don't think anything will happen, but we'll give it a go. Just so I can see it with my own eyes, and just so it's documented on YouTube, you know. Right, so. There's nothing we can do at the lighthouse, unfortunately. I tried, believe me. But somewhere down here in this forest, there's something that's far spookier than any ghost. Okay, here's a pathway. This might lead to it. How dark does this actually get without the lantern on? Yeah, definitely a good thing I brought the lantern. Though it definitely makes things a bit more spookier. This way? I think we're about to find the thing I don't really want to find yet. Where am I looking? Where am I looking? Where am I looking? Here we are, I think. Yeah. So, hidden in this circle of rocks is a crate of silver. we go back to where I was going... I don't think anything will happen, but we'll test it out just to be sure. Problem with nighttime is you can't really navigate too well. Okay, I think this is where I want to be. Maybe? Yeah. What's up with that? I offer this silver to you, oh mighty Super Smash Brothers hand. Okay, so nothing happens. What if I throw it? Nope. Alright, well, mystery solved, nothing happens. And you basically just get a free lump of silver. So that's nice. It looks like our boat tried getting a little bit closer to shore because of the wind. You know, while we're here, I think I'm going to go ahead and sleep. And I'll climb up to the top of a mountain in the morning, and we'll see if we can figure out where the heck we are. Jeez! No need to be so aggressive. Alright, how much fuel did I use for the hook? Or, not the hook, the lamp. Not that much. Alright, I'll see you guys in the morning. Alright, here we go. Morning time. My boat is very much right up next to the beach. I'll worry about food and drink whenever I get back to the boat, but right now... I have a mountain to climb. I'm not liking the looks of those clouds. I know, I'm getting thirsty. Don't need to remind me. What is that? That might be Eastwind. That's Sunspire. I think we might have sailed past Eastwind. I saw this island off in the distance, and I figured it would have been Eastwind, but this island never even crossed my mind. Wait, whoa. What is that about? I don't know. I'll have to explore that later. 'Cause right now, I need some water, like, really bad. Whew, this is cutting it close. There we go. And food. So I do want to come over here and check out an anomaly that I saw. I just want to make sure I did not bypass Eastwind. And for once, I kind of hope it starts raining before long. Because my water supply is getting dangerously low. Just want to double check and make sure. Yeah, it was northwest. I might be better off just trying to sail like straight for Sunspire rather than trying to find a ghost island. Or maybe even just heading back to Firefly Grotto. Where the heck could Eastwind possibly be? It's probably hiding out there in the haze somewhere. Unless that actually is... Eastwind, though I highly doubt it. doesn't have the right shape, I don't think. Yeah, I don't have time for these kinds of shenanigans. We need to be moving. I think I'm just going to sail for this island over here. Actually, that might actually be... I don't know. It's hard to tell. I'm so used to seeing islands from certain angles that the angle just might be throwing me off. Guess we won't know until we get there. Alright, I'm going to top up my water again. I need to start being very conservative with my water supply. I mean, if we're late for Eastwind, it's not the end of the world. And I might just be having a Dalton moment. You know, I have stated many times I am not the sharpest tool in the shed. This could very well be Eastwind, and like I said, I'm just not used to seeing it from this angle. I'll join you guys whenever I get a bit closer, seeing as how this episode's going on, like, well over 2 hours at this point. Wait a minute. I think I just found our destination over there. There's a rock over there. Unfortunately, that is the direction the wind is blowing from. So I think I might be better off just heading for Sunspire. I'll just accept the fact I'm going to be late with the mail to Eastwind. Or maybe I'll even abandon it. I don't know. What's my reputation at? Yeah, I can definitely afford to take a hit to reputation. It's not going to be the end of the world by any stretch of the imagination. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it on screen, but it's like right there in the dead center of my spyglass. Can I actually use the square sail for this? Because that would make life a lot easier. There it is. At the same time, that seems like it's a lot further away than 50-odd miles. Because it was... Yeah, 52 miles. Oh well. It was only going to bring in 55 Asian crowns, and this silver I'm going to be selling at Sunspire is going to be bringing in way more than that. Well, maybe it'd be better to hang on to it until I get back to Fort Astron. I don't know. There's really not a way to know. This is not what I need right now. The wind died down again. This is just great. Awesome. Amazing. This entire time, I've been assuming that a storm would come through and, you know, it would kind of help fill up these barrels, but, so far that has not been the case. And I know I'm in an area where I should be, like, careful what I wish for and yada yada, but, kinda wanting a storm to come through. And the wind's picking up again, at least. God, it's still so far away. Surely we can make this, right? Right? I mean, surely. Alright, I can finally see the lights of Sunspire. Which means we have made it. More or less. Dang it. Give me a lantern. There. Actually, we're not as close as I tend to think we are. I will go ahead and leave the lantern on up here on, though. Just for the sake of it, I think I will also go ahead and just raise up the gaff sail. Because the wind is blowing at kind of an awkward angle for the square sail. Sooner rather than later, I definitely need to change the top area up here. I don't want to do away with it completely because I'm enjoying the fact that I can have water up there or other food supplies. It's a very useful storage area. Alright, so for future reference, East Wind is basically straight north of Bone Isle. Alright, I don't think I need this anymore. There is an item I would not mind getting from here, but I don't have the money for it. That might change after I sell the silver, though. Could very easily change. I can't see anything. Right, come here, you. I have need of your services. Right, so that's going to Mount Malefic. I think it's just a sulfur that's going here, isn't it? So the beautiful thing about this silver is the fact that it didn't cost me a single thing. Which means it's basically just free money. It freaks me out every time that happens. I think the game's about to crash. Don't think I need you on anymore. Alright. Deliver all. Cool. Now then, let's see how much we can actually get for the silver here. Silver, 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 silver. 7,000. Ooh. I could go for the 7,000 now. Or I could wait until I get back to Fort Astron. I think... I mean, medicine is going for a pretty decent price at... I have enough money to buy one of these. Oh, wow. I have enough money to buy several of these. I've got enough money to buy a lot of these. But wine weighs quite a bit. I can get at least 3 of these, so... yeah. Money wisely spent, I think. Where is the cart guy? I think he's over here somewhere, isn't he? Yeah, there he is. Hire you. Boink, boink, boink. Then I'll put the silver over here. And then I'll put the trout over here. 3 high should be fine, right? Surely. Right, well, I'm not leaving without water, so I'll see you guys in the morning. I thought about just calling it a video here, but screw it. Mount Malefic is just right over there. Let's come up here and get some water. That's wine, beer. Wait, that's a well. Hang on. I know this works because I did this in a personal game. Yes. Except this is both... These are both rum, which means I can't... Wait. Gosh darn it. That's annoying. Alright, fine. Well, I guess I'm just going to sell these then. Get a bit of extra money. Alright, well, I'll get some fresh bread, some fresh cheese. I think the water is actually sold down here. I'm going to get another barrel. Just for the sake of having another barrel. Okay. Yeah, I think we're good to go now. Actually, I might be able to get just a couple more things. There we go. Max out our profit. If you have money, you might as well spend it. At least in this game. If you have money in real life, do everything you can to save it. Yeah, I only tied up one more, so... Alright. Let's get this old girl moving to... over there. Over yonder. Alright, you know what? Considering how long the video's going on, I'll just see you guys whenever I get over there. Unless something interesting happens. If memory serves right... I think the town is over... kind of by... an island, isn't it? It might be better to head in that direction. I will keep my eyes out for... anything else that's of interest. And I was right. There's a bunch of trees over there, which usually indicate that's where the town is. Let's see here. It's kind of an awful thing to say, but what is that the island I was just at with the haunted lighthouse? I think it is. Yeah, I just saw the green glow. That's the haunted lighthouse island. But as I was saying, it's been a while since I've come across a shipwreck. It's kind of an awful thing to say, but they're kind of cool to stumble across because they give you all kinds of free stuff. I mean, realistically, that means a lot of people like lost their lives to offer me all this free stuff, but that's their loss and my gain, I suppose. As horrible as it is to say. And you know, come to think of it, it's also been a little while since I've seen like a whale. Huh. I can only wonder where Happy Bay would be. It's going to be really intimidating going out and doing like international travel without like any kind of reference other than it's just in this direction and so many miles. Good luck. Although, I think I can configure the mod to give me coordinates. So maybe that would be worth doing once I get the chrono compass. I am raising up the wrong sail. A little bit faster, please. A little bit faster. Let's burn off some of the speed before we do any damage to the boat. Okay, that should be good enough. And yeah! Alright, Cartsman. You're not getting out of helping me this time. I don't know why you were put all the way up here in town. I did hire you, right? Yeah, okay. The last thing that I saw whenever I turned away was stop. And I'm like, I did hire you, right? Alright. So... Oh, yeah, right. I kind of sold... I got rid of all my money, so, there you go. You can have that. No, 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 no. No! well, that mail's definitely going to be late. Sorry, folks. Complicated business. How tall can I stack this? Apparently pretty tall. Alright, first things first, let's get rid of the trout. Very good. And then the missions. There you go. And there you go. Alright, so... there's still nothing that leaves the Eastern region. Even though I'm pretty sure I should have enough reputation to... yeah, I should definitely have enough reputation. Maybe I have to get up to 8,000 with the mod. But let's take some pork next time. And let's take some more mail, I suppose. And maybe some wool? Sure. I think that... no, that is not everything that I could take. Though I think that might be everything I really have room for. That's fine. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Let me restart that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be where I call it a video, so thank you so much for watching. It has been a long one. Almost... knocking on the door, 3 hours, actually. So, yeah. I am going to go ahead and load all this stuff onto the boat. And it will be ready for us next time, whenever we depart. So, thank you once again so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, leave a comment. If you want to see more content from me in the future, consider subscribing to the channel, because I do plan on uploading this a lot. And until next time, guys, God bless, take care of yourselves, I will see you in the next video. Until then, this is your captain, signing out.